Welcome back to the Loan Ranger Radio Show. Thank you so much for taking time out of this beautiful weekend. I know you got a lot of things going on. Maybe you got some activities to do around the house. I know I had a bunch of chores to do this morning, and I'm going to take the rest of the day off here and enjoy some time with my family. I do have loan officers on call today. So if you would like to speak to one of my loan officers, all of them, and I'm going to tell you, my loan officers, I guarantee you, I will put my loan officers and my team loan officers up against any loan officer in the state of Florida. I'm telling you, they're better trained. They have better skills. They know product guidelines. I mean, it's amazing how many times I will get a call from somebody that's like, oh man, I went with this lender and I got pre-approved and we're supposed to close tomorrow. And yesterday they gave me a denial letter that the underwriter saw something that they didn't like. And, and I'm like, well, why do you find out the day before closing or the week before closing? That's what a good loan officer does. Listen, loan officers aren't there to make your life difficult. A good one is there to make sure that they uncover anything that an underwriter might find on a mortgage that would cause you to derail. So we dive deep. Now, I'm going to tell you something. The biggest complaint that I get from clients is, man, do you ask for a lot of documents up front? And let me tell you something. I make no excuses about it. Here's why. First of all, my name is Bruce Woodburn. I'm the loan arranger, CrossCountry Mortgage. I've been doing mortgages now for 35 years. I've closed tens of thousands of transactions. CrossCountry Mortgage is the number one retail lender in the country. And I think that's great because we have a lot of buying power. We have on average about 100 more loan programs than the average bank or mortgage company. We're direct. We don't have middlemen. We keep most of our mortgages in-house. We don't sell most of them. So it's just a great company. We have great company benefits. I'm looking to hire some loan officers, preferably bilingual. I need some help in my builder communities and with my real estate agents, but only top quality, high ethical, well-trained people. We'll train you on our systems. But here's the thing. My LOs, I guarantee you, know so much more. And it's amazing because I'll have a loan officer come in and go, yeah, I've been a loan officer for 5 years and I work for XYZ. And I sit them down and ask them a few questions about some guidelines, and they just can't answer them. And by gosh, I won't let one of my people on the floor until they know how to structure a transaction properly. And that may be that, we've got to get certain amount of documentation from you so that I can keep you from derailing at the end. Most of the time, if a loan falls apart, it's because the loan officer didn't ask enough questions or the client held something back. That's usually what happens. Now, unfortunately, our industry is full of loan officers that don't know what they're doing. Most of them work for banks. Banks are the worst. They will approve things and then figure it out later. Mortgage brokers, they don't have any control of their underwriting. They don't have their own underwriting. They can't even order the appraisal. They can't disclose your documents. They're strictly a middleman. If you're looking at going with a broker, listen, I'm going to tell you something. You're making a big mistake. A big mistake. It's not the way to go. They don't have control. So they're at the mercy of some other company's underwriting system in order to approve your loan. So if it sounds too good to be true, folks, you know the answer to that question. I just don't need to repeat it. So you call the professionals. You want somebody that's going to take great care of you, your family, make sure you close on time, then call the loan arranger, Bruce Woodburn. You can reach me now in Tampa at 813-213-4009. Write that down. Realtors, clients looking to buy, sell, refinance, 813-213-4009. Or WeBringYouHome.com, easy application, super to apply for. We start off with a soft credit pull. We don't need to do a hard credit pull till we're ready to go to underwriting. Hey, if you're in Orlando, call me now at 407-706-3313, 407-706-3313, or apply online at WeBringYouHome.com. We've got all the programs you could possibly need and probably about a half a dozen you never even heard of. purchases, refinance, construction perm loans, build on your own lot, renovation loans, reverse mortgages for many of you that are thinking that a reverse mortgage might be the right thing. So here's the deal. I get generally 2 or 3 reverse mortgages a week coming to me. Out of those 2 or 3 a week, I'd say half of them I suggest actually does a reverse mortgage. So if you don't want the Tom Selleck Magnum PI sales pitch on why a reverse mortgage is right for you, then come to me and I'll tell you whether it is right for you or not. I do them. Why would I discourage you from doing a reverse mortgage? Why? Because if it's not the right thing for you, you just got to be cautious. Closing costs are much more on a reverse mortgage than they are on a traditional mortgage. Most people don't know that. And nowadays, you got to have you got to be at no more than 60% loan to value, meaning you got to have at least 40% in equity in your property. But did you know you can do a purchase or a refinance on a reverse mortgage? You absolutely can. Now, you can eliminate any future payments. And in some cases, if you have enough equity and you're of age, you can actually get a line of credit that you can draw from over a period of time, generally up to 10 years. And so all those are available for you. We can help you out with each and every one of them. But again, I will analyze your situation to determine whether I think a reverse mortgage is the right thing for you to do. When is it not the right thing for you to do? When you have enough money to live off of right now without tapping into the equity of your property, or you can maintain the lifestyle that you want without tapping into the equity of your property, it probably isn't the right thing to do. If you need a little cash for repairs on home improvements, well, maybe an equity line or a refinance is better for you. And here's the thing. I don't tell you on the air which one's better because I don't know which one's better for you. I had a client in here the other day. We were looking at doing a home equity line of credit, but by the time I took everything, I consolidated all of their debt at one loan. Even though we went from a 3.5 rate to a 7.25 rate, I put everything together and at one payment, and he was saving $1,200 a month. So, then even though he added a car in there that was it was an expensive car, so it would have been paid over 10 years. He's like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to pay a car over 10 years. You don't have to. I just saved you $1,200 a month. Take that $1,200 a month that you're used to paying right now, and you put it toward the mortgage. His mortgage would have been paid off in 15 years. So now you have no house, no car, no credit card, no other debt. And I gave him $50,000 to do his home repairs. So, you got to look at the whole picture. So I hate getting rid of those low interest rate mortgages, but don't step over dollars to pick up pennies. If it makes sense, I'm a numbers guy. I'm not emotional about it. I look at the numbers. If it makes sense, then I advise you to do it. If it doesn't make sense, then I don't. And sometimes you look at it and you go, well, you could go this way or you could go that way. It's about a 50-50. Let's just figure out which one works best for you. And that's what you get with the loan arranger. I'm not going to ever sell something because of a commission or a particular program pays you more money. That's what mortgage brokers do. It used to be that we used to think conventional wisdom was, oh, you go to a mortgage broker, they can shop multiple banks for you and find the best and cheapest program. That was the biggest crock that I ever heard. You know what mortgage brokers do? Yeah, they shop the bank for you, the one that's paying them the biggest commission. Well, here, my pay structure is set for my people. My loan officers on my team, they don't get a commission. Everything's set. That's why it's less expensive, easier, simpler process when you come directly to me, the loan arranger, CrossCountry Mortgage. Bruce Woodburn. Check me out. Google review me. Check me out on Zillow reviews. Check me out on Yelp reviews. Look me up on the interweb and on YouTube and on Spotify and on iHeartRadio. So check out my reviews. Check out what people say about me. Listen, I'm not perfect. I've made mistakes. I've messed things up before, but I'm going to tell you something. If something gets messed up on my watch, I'll darn sure fix it. And I'll take responsibility. Isn't it crazy when you're dealing with companies and you know clearly that they screwed something up, but then they just, invalidate your whole concern, right? They invalidate the whole concern. So, I mean, I take great care of my customers. I need you to come back. I want you to come back. I haven't been doing this for 35 years to, do a one and done with people. I've got clients that I've done 10, 15 mortgages for over their years. Now I'm doing children and grandchildren for them. That's what I want to do. I want to make sure that you've got a friend in the business that you can count on, that you can look in the eye and go, Bruce, is this really the right thing for me to do? Because if it is, I trust you. That's what I want. And when I lose that trust, I lose everything. I lose my dignity. Speaking of dignity, I want to, first of all, salute all the men and women that are active military. And I want to pray for the ones that served our country and lost their lives protecting our freedom. I think our freedom's at risk right now as a country. I think we're at risk. I really do. I think there's some really nasty stuff going on. I think that between Russia and China and Iran, I think we got a future of some very difficult times ahead of us. And if we don't have a strong leader running this country, then we are going to be just literally mowed over. I mean, come on. We're already letting China come in here and buy our farm properties and all kinds of things. Look what India did to Canada when they bought farm properties. They ended up holding the whole country hostage and not wanting to deliver food to the Canadians if they didn't donate to an Indian cause. It was ridiculous. Look it up on the interweb. You can see it's true. That's what happens when you let these other countries come in and start taking over your government. I'm telling you, you got one guy that's running for president that is delusional and incapable of running the country, incapable of doing anything. He's just a puppet. And then the other one's a little crazy. Okay. So I got to go incompetent or crazy. Which one do I vote for? Well, I can tell you, I think we need a little crazy going on, right? I think we need a little crazy going on. And I think that any minority that gets caught up in voting Democrat, because listen, let's face it, a lot of minorities, they vote Democrat, and they do it because they promise you, we're going to give you free things. We're going to give you, free upgraded welfare and pay off your student loans and do all these kind of things. Listen, the fact of the matter is we have to take responsibility for ourselves. If I go to school, I pay for school. Okay. If the company I go to work for wants to pay off my student loans, then great. But you pay the debts. Okay. Just like your credit. You get a mortgage. I look at your credit. Are you not paying your bills? Why aren't you paying your bills? It infuriates me. I'll have somebody go, well, they're just medical collections. Well, what do you mean medical collection? Yeah, I was in the hospital for heart surgery and I had these medical collections. Well, did you tell the heart surgeon that you weren't planning on paying them? Really? I mean, come on. We got to be responsible. Americans have just, sloughed off responsibility to everybody but themselves. And I'm not in it. I'm not in it. My name is Bruce Woodburn. I'm the Lone Ranger. I do rant from time to time, but I'm here to help you with your mortgage. If you are a veteran, active military duty, and you go under contract and get your mortgage through me for a purchase or refinance within the next 30 days, I'll extend this to the end of June. I will contribute out of my own pocket $500 towards your transaction to cover some closing costs or escrows or something. Use it for a rate buy down, use it for whatever you want. $500. Text me now if you're a veteran and you're thinking about buying, selling, or refinancing a home, and I'll take care of you. 407-706-3313 or 813-213-4009 for Tampa. So thank you for all of our military for being out there. Hey, you want to learn how to invest in real estate and you don't want to pay $2,500 for a weekend class? Take it from me. I'm a high school dropout. I can teach you how to do it. I have bought and sold dozens of homes, and I have dozens of homes. Go to my leapfrog class, June 26, 6:30. You can do Zoom or live and in person in Maitland. $15 a head, $25 a couple. Go to webringyouhome.com. God bless each of every one of you. Thanks for tuning into my show. And don't forget, webringyouhome.com, 407-706-3313 or 813-213-4009. God bless.